Well, good, what is it? Wednesday evening, everyone, and greetings from Radio Wasteland Records. I'm a little discombobulated here. Usually we do these live updates on Saturday morning, but tonight being the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is the day before Black Friday, and that being the day before Record Store Day, Black Friday, we're doing a live on Wednesday night, as per our normal custom to do these things and give you guys a little bit of a heads up as far as everything that we have got going on for Record Store Day, Black Friday. We'll get to the releases in just a couple of moments here. I will try to answer a few questions, but FYI, I am flying solo this evening. Kim is tied up, so I'm here kind of doing this by myself. So please, please, please be patient with me on this. For the uninitiated, Record Store Day Black Friday is a great day to celebrate independent record stores like ours here at Radio Wasteland. I suppose I should probably check to make sure that folks are hearing and seeing me okay. I think that we're doing good. Okay, we'll say some hellos here in just a couple of minutes, folks. So the Record Store Day regular one is in April, and on that day, just tons of releases come out. It's a huge celebration, as we mentioned, with lots of cool stuff happening. Now, they do another one of these, as you guys know, on Black Friday. The number of releases are scaled back just a little bit, but we've been talking about this on our socials for a few weeks now and kind of getting you guys geared up. And I've answered some individual questions as far as the things that we'll have in stock. But tonight's the night where, if you can bear with me for about a half an hour or so here, we'll get through the releases in just a couple of minutes and do our best to answer just about any other questions. But Record Store Day, Black Friday for us here at Radio Wasteland will kick off in earnest at 8 a.m. first thing on Friday morning. So after you're all set and stuffed from the turkey dinner on Thanksgiving, or if you're working, either way. But we'll be here at 8 a.m. with the doors open, and the releases that I'm going to show you guys here in a couple of minutes will be available. Now, the rules for Record Store Day, if you've not taken part in this before, I'm going to cover this very quickly. If you have, kind of zone out for a second and come back here in just a little bit. But the rules are such that the releases are so limited and they are pretty much protected. We are not allowed to hold or pre-sell or reserve any of these titles for you. It's up to you after I tell you what we've got to make the determination how badly you want it, because there's a few other record stores in the area that all participate. We all do our best to get everything that's going to be in stock for the day that it comes up, but not always the case. We do request them. Sometimes we get fewer than what we asked for. Sometimes we get none of what we asked for. I think we did pretty good this time around, but you be the judge of that. So no reserves, no holds, and it's going to be up to you. Now, this is Michigan. This is now almost late November as we're heading in. The forecast for Friday overnight, Thursday night, overnight into Friday, looks like it's going to be cloudy and cold. Last time I saw it was going to be somewhere in the mid to upper 20s. So it's going to be a little chilly out there. Not your typical April, hey, let's get festive and camp out type of weather. But you know what? Some of you are pretty hardy and you may decide you want to try that anyhow. If you do decide to get here overnight, line up in front of our building and just kind of be cautious. We're in a neighborhood, so don't get too crazy. And above all else, please stay warm. Don't let yourself get too chilled. Be prepared for sitting outside Michigan if you choose to do that. Now, I'm not recommending you do, but I'm also not saying that you can't do it if that's what you want to do to get some of these releases. Now, to help alleviate a little bit of that sitting outside in the middle of the night stuff, I will get to the store at 5 a.m. on Friday morning, and I will pass out numbers. We do this every single Record Store Day and every single Black Friday. Started a few years ago to kind of curtail, well, in the weirdness of a couple of years ago, where we could only have so many people. But also we found that it helps cut down the number of line jumpers to practically zero. So you will be given a number based upon where you are in a line, if there is a line, at 5 a.m. when I get here. At 8 a.m., well, once you get the number, you're free to go back to your car, go to McDonald's, warm up, do whatever you need to do. But at 8 a.m., the doors will open and we will start taking those numbers in order so that your place in line will have been saved from 5 a.m. on. If you show up at 5:30 or whatever and there's nobody in line, you go, "Ooh, look at me, I'm first in line." There may be people in front of you. I will come out to the front door and give you the next number in line. So when the doors open at 8 a.m., we'll start taking those numbers 1 through on, get you guys in. Now, we will have some coffee and some donut holes available to warm you up on that Friday morning. So we'll have a few treats going on here in addition to the record store day stuff. So all we ask is that if you're in line overnight or if you're standing in line once we start, that you got to be cool about it. Normally everybody is. Everybody's pretty chill when it comes to the record store day stuff because, hey, we're all really fun record lovers and we want to be that way throughout, especially heading into the holiday season. So those are the general ground rules. The rest of the stuff is pretty self-explanatory. But before I get into this, I also want to mention that Small Business Saturday is happening the day after Black Friday. Now, normally that we will do a vinyl drop, a vintage vinyl drop on Fridays with the releases. We're not going to do that at the same time as the record store day. I did that a couple of years ago and things got a little confusing and I got in a little trouble for it. So we pushed the vinyl drop back one day. There will be some of the new Friday releases out on the shelf that normally come out that are not record store day stuff. We'll put those on the shelf and they'll be available for you on Friday, but they probably won't show up until the video until Friday night. So now the vintage vinyl drop will happen on Saturday, Small Business Saturday, here at the store. And holy cow, do we got some stuff in there. Yep, I've been holding out on you guys. We have got a mega Michigan vintage vinyl drop happening on Saturday morning. A lot of stuff, some high dollar collectibles, not all Michigan stuff. I know there was some confusion about that. It's Michigan heavy, but there's a lot of other great rock and roll, including, as I teased the other day, one of the largest collectibles, non-Michigan, but one of the largest collectible items we have ever had in the store. And that will be in the video on Friday night. Now, with the Friday night video and the Saturday drop, as I've done in the past, there will be no holds on the vintage vinyl, simply because I'm giving you guys the Friday night to kind of mull over that yourself and decide how and what you want to do for that next morning. So it's going to be up to you with no holds on those video items to see what you want to do come Saturday morning here at the store. If there's a lineup on Saturday, so be it. We won't pass out numbers, so I'm going to ask you guys to be kind of cool if there is a line on Saturday. But Small Business Saturday is also going to be a lot of fun. And in addition to the big vintage vinyl drop, we're going to have $1 mystery bags out. And the $1 mystery bags, if you're not familiar, we're going to put 10 records in a bag from the Dollar Room. You get them for $1. Somewhere in that batch of mystery bags are some albums that are not from the Dollar Room, including some sealed stuff, and there should be a couple of goodies. But this year, our good friends over at Coyer Candle have given out some goodies to be put into the mystery bags as well. So a majority of the mystery bags will have a gift from Coyer Candles in the bag, including there might be a gift certificate or two in there as well as some gift certificates from us. So lots of cool stuff happening there on the vintage drop come Small Business Saturday. So, okay, I think that just about covers it. I should also mention, too, that our business neighbor over at Creative Pilates is going to be having an open house on Small Business Saturday as well. So make sure you stop by and check that out. Should be there from 10 a.m. on. Okay, so onward we go to the goodies. I got the stuff out of the way. Let me say a couple of quick hellos to our normal crowd. Chuck, long time no see. Chuck and Robert, greetings from Melbourne, Australia. I don't think you're going to make it here in time for Black Friday, sir, but thank you so much for watching from the other side of the planet. Always appreciated. Matthew saying hi from Grand Rapids. Rick checking in as well. Rationals. He's asking for rationals. Yes, there may be more than a few rationals in that drop come Saturday. Australia again. Wow. Ken saying hi. Good day from Queensland, Australia. Are we big in Australia? I guess so. That's kind of pretty cool. And Robert saying hi, Ken. Oh, there we go. Warmer. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Let's see. We have got a good crowd going here. If you have a question or two, feel free to shoot it my way. I'll do my best to answer, but we are going to kind of blow through these titles as quickly as we can. Alphabetical. Now, the majority of these are only going to be 1 or 2 copies each. Typically, that's what happens with Record Store Day. You put in for a few, you may get 1, you may get 0. So please assume that unless I say otherwise, all we have is a single copy of these ones that I'm going through. We do have some copies, more copies of some titles. We didn't get some copies of some titles, so let me just kind of get through. Before I do this, I want to say too that typically what happens on Record Store Day Black Friday is that after the event, some of these titles will be made available. Not all of them are Record Store Day exclusives. Some may be reissued at some point down the line, but there may also be some residual or some leftover Record Store Day Black Friday stuff available from our distributor. So if you don't get what you're looking for right off the bat on Black Friday, let us know. I will be sure to try to see if we can get one of those come the week after. So I'll put another order in on the Monday after the big Black Friday weekend and Small Business Saturday weekend. And if I can get extra copies of some of the things that you didn't get, I'll do my best to do so for you, and we'll get a hold of them. So without any further ado, let's get going right here. You guys, one more quick one from the folks in Australia. Oh, Karen saying, hi, Karen, how's it going there? Yep, just a bit far away from you guys over on Australia. Is there an equivalent in Australia of Record Store Day and or Black Friday? Hopefully you guys get to partake in that. Okay, onward we go. The titles for Record Store Day Black Friday 2023. Mr. Silkman, hi there. Begin as thus. We have got a couple copies of the 13th Floor Elevators, Bull of the Woods. This one is on white vinyl. List price on that about $30. So let's see. 2 copies also of the Asteroid City soundtrack, a film by Wes Anderson. I have not seen this movie yet. My son has seen it and says that it's pretty good. I'm a big Wes Anderson fan, although it's been getting a little sketchy of late. I like the earlier stuff. But the Asteroid City soundtrack, limited edition double LP on orange vinyl, listing heavy, $51 on that one. I think we have 2 copies. 1 single copy of Chet Baker's Chet's Choice from the Chet Baker Trio, 180-gram audiophile vinyl. This one also listing a little on the thick side at $49. Next up, the Beach Boys, their Christmas album. I think I've got an OG of this sitting in the Christmas section, by the way. This is the Beach Boys Christmas album, limited edition on green vinyl. This is a Black Friday exclusive, so it will not be repressed. $30 is the tag on that. And let's see, I've got 3 of those ready to go on Black Friday. Speaking of soundtracks and big fan of the Coen brothers, and we've got 1 copy of the original motion picture soundtrack to Blood Simple. This is, of course, Joel and Ethan Coen's one of their early films, if not their first, if I think right. Music composed by Carter Burwell, so some cool stuff. Pressed on Killer Crimson vinyl. So we go from there. And I'm already stopping to take a quick drink because I'm talking. I've been talking all day. I'm going to talk some more. I can still do this. Usually Kim would come in and take over for a second. Okay. 1 copy of Captain Beefheart and the Magic Man. This is Shiny Beast. This one coming in at $40. I've been getting some questions on this one. It seems like we get a lot of the Eric Carr stuff, but we're getting the Eric Carr picture disc, the Rockology. It's a Black Friday exclusive. 1 copy of this. This will be 1 pressing worldwide. So this one was a tough get. I'm not sure how many were out there. I'd have to go look at the pressing numbers. We got 1 single copy of the Eric Carr listing at $30. Next up is Cypress Hill, 2 copies of Black Sunday, a remix for 2023, celebrating the 30th anniversary. $23 on that, 2 copies in the store. Same thing with Czar Face. This is Czar Face. Stole the ball. Zartificial Intelligence. An orangish, pressed on orange vinyl on Zarberry. Czar everything. Zarberry orange vinyl. 2 copies of that. $26 is the list price. 1 copy of Digital Underground. What is that? The Hat Syndrome. The Body Hat Syndrome. There it is. Beware of the hot booty. $35 on this one. 1 single copy of the Digital Underground stuff. Next up, you can't be, actually, there's no deal. Normally there's a deal, so what's up with that? But we've got the Doors. You can't have a Record Store Day without the Doors. This is the Doors live in Bakersfield, a concert from August of 1970, pressed on orange vinyl. We do have, this was actually a fairly highly requested one, so we ended up getting 5 copies of the Doors live from Bakersfield, double LP orange vinyl, listing at $40. So not too terrible on that. Okay, let's see. Next up, the Faces had me a real good time at the BBC. This is in session from 1971 through 73. A lot of orange vinyl this this record store day, Black Friday. Not sure what's up with that. I think I've got 2 copies of the Faces. We'll talk about that BBC stuff down the line because you're going to see a lot of BBC recordings in the next few years popping up because of the copyright issues over in Great Britain. But we'll talk about that on our podcast that we do with Steve Carlson every Sunday night. So check that out and keep up with that. Okay, Jerry Garcia and John Kahn, the Marin Veterans Memorial Auditoriums. This is a live Garcia and Kahn. It's called Pure Jerry. This one is a limited of 7,500. Also a Record Store Day exclusive. I've got 2 copies of this. Looks like we're listing at about $33. There was another Jerry Garcia release, and it escapes me exactly what that was, but I got a note from the distributor that one was delayed, so we'll probably get it if we get a couple copies after Record Store Day, so the week after that. Speaking of the Grateful Dead, here is the Grateful Dead at the Fillmore West 1969. This is their final performance from the historic 1969 4-night run. It is a 5 LP set on 180-gram vinyl with an etched 10th side. No word on this is on colored vinyl. Limited edition of 9,000. It is also an RSD exclusive. We got 1 copy of this bad boy clocking in at $125 for you Dead fans. Okay. Let's see. I may have taken these out of order a little bit. Nope. There we go. Government Mule, 1 copy of this EP, limited edition, also an exclusive with a poster. Time of the Signs. This is a 5-song EP from Government Mule. Because it's the Christmas season, 'tis the season, I'm going to try to keep the glare off of this one. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Nowhere near as good as the Star Wars Holiday Special, I'm assuming. I haven't seen this one, but this features music from Kevin Bacon, the old 97s, and score music by John Murphy. Clear vinyl with green and red splatters. $30 on this. I think I've got 2 copies of the Guardians Holiday Special soundtrack. Some blues. John Lee Hooker live at the Cafe A Go Go from Bluesway Records. I don't believe this is an exclusive, but $26. We've got 2 copies of that John Lee Hooker. Let me move my sheet here. Get my sheet together. In excess. The sessions and outtakes from Shabu Shaba. I've got to get that. Rarities is what this is being called. B-sides from the classic album. Limited edition gold vinyl. It is also an exclusive. So this one we got 1 copy of, $25. A lot of folks asking for this one. We ended up with 1 copy of, and I have to see the name in this properly. I Wrestled a Bear Once is the name of the artist, and It's All Happening is the title of this. This is a Record Store Day first, if I believe, so this might be reissued down the line. Purple vinyl, $35 is the list price. There were a lot of requests for this one. We ended up with 1 copy. I'm going to do my best to get more next week. If you miss out on it and you still want it, talk to us here in the store this weekend, and we'll do our best to get a hold of it. But I Wrestled a Bear Once. Did I say that right? I Wrestled a Bear Once. There we go. Okay, so that is 1 copy of that to go. Let's see here. Okay, next up is the Jonas Brothers. You heard me right. The Jonas Brothers, and the album is called Family Business. This essentially is a greatest hits. Wow, featuring Nick, solo work by Nick Jonas. I'm not a big Jonas guy, so I can't tell you exactly what this is through there, but it's a hefty album, double LP, I believe. It doesn't say if it's an exclusive or not. We've got 2 copies. This sucker lists, though, at $51. So for you Jonas fans. Noah Kahn, Cape Elizabeth. A lot of folks looking for this one as well. $23. It is an EP. We have 2 copies. Good to go from Noah Kahn. Michigan's own, part of the Michigan drop, but not quite. But the Knack. This is a live one. Countdown Live 1980. It, for all intents and purposes, is an album, but it's almost EP-ish because their stuff is kind of short. Let's see, looks like a 7-song release on pink vinyl, limited edition of 2500, record store day exclusive. So for you Knack fans, that early, what do we call it? Michigan, it's not quite punk at this point, but it's also not quite synth pop. It's great stuff, though. Enjoy it. And I forgot to turn off my phone. There we go. Now my phone's off. I should have done it before. 2 copies from the Knack. $30 is the list price on that. 1 copy of Lil Wayne and I Am Music. So 1 copy of this in the store. $51. So that's a little hefty as well. This one was the most requested item when we put up the request list a while ago, asking what you guys wanted us to order. This is Limp Bizkit live at Rockin' Park. 2001 was the recording on yellow and blue marble vinyl. This is also a record store day exclusive, so it will not be reissued. We have got, holy cow, 7 copies of this, listing at $40. It is a double LP as well. So all of you folks that requested Limp Bizkit, look like we did pretty good getting that one. Linkin Park, The Lost Demos, $25, 1 copy of this to go around. Here's a hefty one as well. Little Feat, live at Manchester Free Trade Hall in the UK. This is a triple LP set of Little Feat doing lots of their live stuff, so some cool ones. This also a record store day exclusive. I'm not sure what color vinyl. Looks like it's going to be black vinyl, listing at $50. So that one is a little hefty as well. Let me get the rest of these guys out. Stop and take a little drink. Let me check and see what you guys are talking about. Fun stuff, right? I love record store day. Okay. Next up, Los Lobos. Also fairly heavily requested. This is Kiko. Let's see. Nope, just Los Lobos on there. Long out of print classic triple LP limited edition. Record store day exclusive as well. This is the original album expanded for improved fidelity. Includes a bonus disc of unreleased demos. We have 3 copies of this Los Lobos triple. It's the Kiko Sessions. I'm sorry. There we go. Listing very heavy. $60 is the list price on that, but we do have 3 copies ready to go. 1 copy of the Meat Puppets, Forbidden Places. First time reissued on vinyl. Let's see. Boysenberry Black Swirl vinyl pressing from the Meat Puppets. Some jazz. We've got some Mingus Incarnations. Let's see. This is not an exclusive, I don't believe, but rare and unheard tracks from the legendary 60 Sessions. 2 copies of the Mingus album for Black Friday. This one is, what is the name of this? I lost my Mingus. Piper is the name of the artist. Summer Breeze, RSD Black Friday exclusive variant, limited to 2,000. So I'm going to assume that this is an exclusive as well. List price on Piper is $30. Know that there's a few of you looking for this. This is the Prince EP, and the Get Off 12-inch is actually not even an EP, it's a single. It's a recreation of the rare original 91 one-sided 12-inch DJ promo featuring damn near 10-minute version of what became the first single for the album Diamonds and Pearls. So a recreation of a super rare Prince promo, probably worth a ton of money. 2 copies of it, $23 is the list price. A lot of folks looking for this as well. The Olivia Rodrigo, the secret tracks from her recently released Guts. Limited edition EP on deep purple etched vinyl. Pressed, by the way, at Third Man Pressing here in Detroit. Let's see, how many copies of... 3 copies of the Olivia Rodrigo Guts, the secret stuff. So check that one out. Schooly D. Schooly D's. What is the name of the Schooly D? I think that's just a self-titled Schooly D. Celebrating 50 years of hip-hop, limited edition color vinyl. Doesn't say what it is, but we have got one of those listing for $31. This one also heavily requested. We didn't land as many as we hoped, but we've got the Screaming Trees performing live at the Egg Studio Sessions. I have to stop now. I did some reading on this. It's not live in terms of like in front of a giant audience or a crowd. It's live in a studio, and I think there may be a few people, but it's them performing live. A lot of their great Screaming Tree stuff on here as well. I have got 3 copies of that to go around at $28. So we do have Screaming Trees. The next up is Spice 1. The album is 187 he wrote. Double LP, color vinyl. I don't remember exactly what that is. Part of that 50th anniversary of hip hop. $42 list price on that one. We got 1 copy of Steeler, the Steeler self-titled. For those of you missing the hairband stuff, $30, limited edition, clear red vinyl, also an RSD exclusive. Okay, another 12-inch single from Billy Strings and Willie Nelson from that Willie Nelson 90th birthday celebration. This is the California Sober. California Sober was the song Whiskey River, live at the Hollywood Bowl in April on the backside. So the first side is California Sober along with Willie Nelson. Billy Strings, great Michigan bluegrass artist, doing some country stuff with the legend Willie. We have got 3 copies of that. I hope it lasts. We will probably do our best to get more of that. Tantric, I think we had some folks looking for that. Self-titled Tantric, orange vinyl pressing, 1,500 copies. That would explain why we only got 1 copy in store on that one. So we're lucky to have done that. Doesn't say exclusive, so hopefully this one will be reissued if you miss it. A couple of folks looking for Taproot. Yes, I'm coming down the tail end here. Blue Sky Research from Taproot, a reissue of their vinyl debut of the Top 40 album from 2005. Blue Sky limited to 1,500 copies as well. I believe that's going to be, it was a tough get. Taproot, I did get 2 copies of Taproot. U2, up next, the reissue of Under a Blood Red Sky, their live EP. Let's see, newly remastered red vinyl pressing, includes a large poster inside as well. So this is the that great U2 live album. 2 copies of that this year. $40 is the cost on that one. And a couple of various artists to wrap things up. I know folks were looking for the Jazz Dispensary. This one is the Jazz Dispensary at the movies. It's the Purple Haze vinyl, 1 copy of that. I think we usually do pretty good if we try to get more of those. So $26. And then finally, we have got the Studio One Kings, the original from Soul Jazz, one of that Soul Jazz studio sessions. Let's see, hype sticker on this telling us lots of folks, the Studio One Kings yellow vinyl, and I don't believe that this is an exclusive either. And I put the price tag on the wrong side, so this one lists out at $45. Okay. There you go, folks. It's not a huge list, but Black Friday normally isn't as big as our regular go-rounds are. Let me get back to my poster here. So that is what we will have in stock when the doors open on Black Friday morning, a day or so from now after the day after Thanksgiving. Doors open, as I mentioned earlier, at 8 a.m. Let's see if we got any comments to catch up on here. Dan, cool. Thank you for being here, Dan. Checking out. You guys in Australia are still talking. I would love to have you guys here too. Maybe if you ever get to visit the States, we'll be around for you. But till then, you can live vicariously through all of the folks that we put here on our YouTube channel. Chase saying, won't be able to love the poster. Thanks, Chase. You have a great Thanksgiving as well. Okay, so that is a quick look at what we've got going on for Record Store Day Black Friday, folks. Do appreciate your patience and letting me get through those. But if you have any questions, please let me know here at the store. Taking off for the night, though. But we will see you guys on Friday morning. Again, I will be here at 5 a.m. on Black Friday morning to pass out numbers to any of you who are brave and or foolhardy enough to wait in line in the overnight hours for anything. I'm not sure when and if that would form, but so be it. I'll be here at 5 to pass out the numbers. Again, Black Friday, we'll have some coffee and little donut holes to pass out to those that wish them. We'll have the exclusives. Then don't forget the Small Business Saturday. This gives me a great time to say thank you to everyone for supporting the store for coming up on 7 years now. If you get a chance, make sure you check out our website, RadioWastelandRecords.com. Mostly new stuff on there, but still a great way to connect. Please, if you have not yet, hit that subscribe button to our YouTube channel. That helps a lot. Like, share, comment, all of that stuff. Don't forget our things like the new release show, the podcast we do with Steve Carlson, and of course, the drop videos. And with that in mind, the drop video that normally will happen on Friday will happen on Friday night after we close, and there will be no holds or no reserves for that vinyl drop, which is happening on Saturday morning. And again, if you don't have a hat, put one on so you can hold on to it when you see the video. If you're standing, make sure you sit down. If you're sitting down, make sure to stand up. It's going to be a heck of a drop video come Saturday, so make sure you guys check that out. Until that time, I am going to wish each and every Rick saying happy Thanksgiving to you, sir. You're jumping the gun on me. A very happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And I don't want to get mushy here because Kim's not here saying wrap it up. So I'm just going to keep talking until we lose all the rest of our 20 viewers through here. But it means a lot to have you guys support the store the way you do. And since this is a time of giving thanks, I want to once again give thanks to each and every one of you who stop by the store, those of you who connect with us online. It means a great deal. And that's why I do what we do here, just to have fun and play some music and get the music out to you guys just so we can share all of this goodies. So with that being said, go off, enjoy your evening. Hopefully you've got tomorrow Thanksgiving off and you can enjoy that with family, friends, and food. Be safe, and we will see you guys Black Friday morning at 8 a.m. when the doors open here at Radio Wasteland Records. Once again, thank you all very much, and we'll talk to you next time from Radio Wasteland. Thanks again. You guys have a great night.